Welcome, this is Allison from All Our Days. My husband Tim and I have been married for 20 years and we have 6 kids. We homeschool and traveled back and forth across the U.S. while living in an RV for 6 years. About 4 years ago, we decided to put down some physical roots and we purchased a piece of property near our hometown where we plan to build a house in Homestead. Through a series of unforeseen circumstances, we now have 3 separate properties all on the same road. One property has our fixer-upper tiny home we are still renovating. One has greenhouses we plan to use for a market garden, and the other is a pasture where we raise pigs, sheep, and chickens. With all these irons in the fire, it is more important than ever to keep ourselves grounded in our faith as we strive to use all our days for God's glory. So I just pulled up in front of Aldi. It's 7:42. I have my quarter ready. I'm going to go in and see if I can get everything that we need for this week. They close at 8. So thankfully we have a lot of meat still in the freezer, so I don't need to get any meat this week. We have a fully stocked pantry. There's not a whole lot of pantry things I need. It's mostly a produce run and some dairy, but I'm going to go in, see if I can get it all done before 8 o'clock. So I made it out with the things I needed and in plenty of time, so don't feel like I'm keeping the employees there. Now I am going to bag at the car instead of bagging inside. It's light, it's not raining, I can do it, not a big deal. Tomorrow I'm going to go through and show you what I got and let you know which things I'm hoping that we'll be able to replace from our own garden and homestead, and which things we will probably eventually buy in bulk or just not buy anymore and replace with other things. So all of that coming up. Just to clarify, I told you I would show you everything that I bought tomorrow, later on in this video. That will be everything I bought except for these raspberries, because raspberries are my grocery shopping treat and they're already gone. So, but yes, raspberries are something that we would like to replace with raspberries grown on our own homestead. Our plan is not to offer berries as part of the market garden, but it is to grow them for our own family. Right now we have a bed, maybe about a 15-foot bed of golden raspberries. We bought them when they were quite small. They haven't done a whole lot. We need to look at ways that we can boost their productivity, but they are coming up like crazy this spring, so hopefully we'll be able to get a decent harvest and start replacing my weekly raspberries with berries of our own. So it is now the next day. We've done homeschool lessons this morning, done all of our homestead chores. I have some kids working down on some farm chores, and I now have time to show you the things that I bought last night and which of those things we would like to replace with produce grown on our own land, which of those things we may try to do more in bulk later on, and which things we probably will just slowly get rid of and stop using. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with sweet potatoes. We do eat quite a bit of sweet potatoes and onions, and those are 2 things that I would like to grow in our family garden. We probably will have onions in the market garden. Sweet potatoes we will not. We just don't have enough property for that. And because of our high water table, most likely they'll need to be grown in raised beds. So I do want to eventually have those for our family. Onions will come from the market garden, hopefully as early as this summer. So we'll be able to replace those. Citrus, so oranges and lemons. We do not live in an area that we can grow those. I would love to eventually do a bulk order. But for right now, those are definitely something that's coming from the store that eventually maybe we will just phase out. I do really like lemons for water, so we may just continue to buy those or buy those in bulk and juice them and freeze the juice. So that's an option for there. For the dairy, bought some Greek yogurt, cream cheese, butter, and blocks of cheese. In an ideal world, I'd have a family milk cow and that would take care of most of this. I don't know if that's going to be feasible. Definitely not on the property we own now. so probably not. I would like to at least get back to making our own yogurt from milk and fermenting it ourselves. That's kind of the first step goal. The second step goal would maybe be to do, or maybe be to do, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, would be to hopefully either be able to barter or be able to save money in other areas of food by producing our own, that we could spend more money for higher quality cheese and butter and things like that. So, pepperoni. Again, we do have pigs, so eventually, I know this is turkey pepperoni, but eventually I'd like to make our own sausages and that type of thing out of the pork that we have. Bananas, again, not something we can grow, something we do enjoy, so maybe we would continue purchasing that. Not exactly sure yet. All of the things over here are things that we would hope to replace with items from the garden. So cilantro, the plan would be to grow it in the summer, maybe to try to overwinter it in a heated greenhouse, but then it would also be to just freeze dry or just dehydrate that and use that throughout the year. Peppers, we will definitely be growing. Lettuces, we will definitely be growing. And cucumbers, we will definitely be growing. During the winter, what we can't grow in the winter in a greenhouse, we may just need to replace and start eating more seasonally. So instead of maybe peppers and romaine head lettuce, we would be doing more of like microgreens and that type of thing to get our vegetable intake. But those are some of the things that I bought and some of the things that we hope to replace. I'm going to clear this table because it's full, and then I'm going to pull up the pantry items that I bought and talk about those for a minute. So like I said earlier, our pantry is pretty well stocked, so I didn't need to get many things this week. These are the items I got. Got canned peaches in fruit juice. We really like those with cottage cheese. And on the days of the week that we're working on like farm projects all day, it's really nice to have that for a quick breakfast. Just cottage cheese in a bowl and throw some canned peaches on top. I would love to can our own peaches. We don't really have a great place close by for peaches, but I can get semi-local peaches. So that might be something that we can at least get more locally and can ourselves, so we at least know what's going into it. The other option would be just to trade out peaches and do something different instead. We can do apples here, we can do any type of berries, so that might be another option. We got tomato sauce or pasta sauce, and this is definitely something that we will be canning more of so that we have enough for our family for the year. Again, that's definitely going to be taken care of with the tomatoes that are grown with the market garden. The peanuts, at this point, I don't have a desire to grow peanuts. You never know, we might later, I guess. But I am going to try, we actually don't eat a ton of peanuts, except Tim will eat peanuts. But we're going to try to make our own peanut butter just out of the dry roasted unsalted peanuts. So at least the peanut butter is cleaner than the peanut butter that we can easily and affordably get at the store. So that's the hope with the peanuts. They are not, it's not a perfect solution, but we are turning them into something that will be a better quality than what we can get right now. So that's the plan with those items. I hope that gives you just a little idea of what our plans are and what we're looking forward to in the future. Thanks for joining us.